zero idea what video this is going to end up in or what the context is, but I feel like I need to film the fact that Matt Field is about to drive the car that he just beat.
I know, that makes it even a little bit more interesting, you know, leaving the track Saturday night knowing we're coming here.
I know.
I'm just putting eyes on this thing, dude.
What do you think?
Let me give it a once over, you know?
Have you
so much Bondo here.
Bondo?
Bondo, look at that, it's Bondo. It's a show boy right here.
Shouldn't you be used to that? Isn't your whole car made of Bondo?
Yeah, look.
Why are you
This thing's worn out. This thing's worn out.
What? We're not. This isn't a roast video. I need to ask you insightful questions. Like, have you driven an E36?
Yeah, I used to be a big E36 guy.
Really?
For sure. I had 3 of them at one point.
Okay.
I loved them, for sure. But every time I drove it, I broke it.
Really?
And don't get me wrong, I've had nothing like this sick. But mine was mostly stock. I bought an engine from Chelsea. It was pretty cool, but every time I drove it, like, broke the diff. I'm like, okay, broke the diff bolt. All right, you fix that. You blow the shock towers. All right, I'll fix that. Rip the subframe out. Okay, I'll fix that. Drive shaft center bearing, break that. All right, that's fine. I'll fix that. Rip the handbrake off the train. All right, that's fine.
I think
we're cables. All right.
I think we're covered for all that, so
Yeah,
I think you'll be okay.
But I've obviously never driven a sick one like this.
I think this is one of the baddest JZs in FD, and I don't know. I'm sure you've driven some JZs, but I'm curious to see what you're gonna think. More so of not the chassis.
Get the nitrous, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I want to know what you think of the engine.
Yeah, for sure. I've driven a couple, and to be honest, I really don't like them that much.
Yeah.
I don't dislike them, but I don't think I've ever driven one all in nitrous like the proper way.
Yeah. I love this setup. I hope you like it. And believe it or not, this was not even a planned thing. So we're shooting a reel for Heat Wave that is dropping, or I should say has already dropped, the new super photochromic lenses that transition even darker for the guys that work outdoors. And instead of us driving our own cars, which we originally planned to do, Matt was like, yo, it would be really funny if like you were driving my car and I was driving your car.
Yeah, they're like, wait, why is Matt driving a car with blue interior? Oh, no, gray. Yours is gray. All right.
Yeah, and pink harnesses.
Yeah, and
they'll
pink
know.
Harnesses. Yeah, they'll know immediately with the pink harnesses. And mine are red. Yeah, I'm excited, dude.
Yeah.
I obviously know how good this. I've been beaten by this car before too, so.
And I've been beaten by your car.
I know. This is a good little experiment. I like it.
We're honestly, part of me wonders if there's a little bit of competitive advantage to driving other people's cars and knowing what they got.
Yeah, it might not be a good thing. It might make all future battles very difficult for either one of us to win.
I'll tell you what, I drove Odie's car and I understand that motor is a competitive advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure yours is similar.
For sure.
Yep.
Odie's, I think, is even a little bit more responsive than mine. It
Really?
sounds like it.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll be able to confirm. I don't know if it's going to be in this video. Where hopefully, if time allows, Matt's got to go to the airport. We're going to do a little behind the build video on the Drift HQ channel, where Matt was planning to let me drive his car and do like a walk around and talk about stuff. But this whole car swap thing, and of course,
This is cooler.
Are we gonna solo drive or are we just gonna tandem off rip?
First lap tandem.
Hell yeah. I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah. You got the big freaking Scuba Steve's tank in there, dude.
Is that what you call it?
Holy moly. What do you do, like a bottle a day? That's it?
No, we use a lot, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I am gonna like this thing.
Yeah.
Nitrous, I gotta open it, right?
Crank that sucker.
Oh yeah, we need nitrous. Make sure you get the nitrous on your thing, right? You got that too?
We already got it heated.
Turn the boost up. What's it? Change the pulley?
Yeah. We'll have to change the pulley.
All right, very important. We need to decide who's gonna lead and who's gonna chase first. Rock, paper, scissors for it?
Rock, paper, scissors.
All right.
That's not through. I just say one and done.
One and done. Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah!
Okay, so what? You choose.
So I would like to. I'll lead first.
Lead first.
I am only saying that out of self-preservation because I just want you to get used to not having all that torque so down low right away, and I don't want to crash your car into my car.
Oh.
So I'm gonna lead first.
Okay.
Roll your ass with the V8 power.
Right off the line.
All
right.
Yep.
All right. I'll chase
Yeah.
first. Good.
All right, first lap in Field's car. I'm excited. Yeah, we figure we'll both do figure eights and come back here, warm up. Hey, this is probably like 3 million young boys' dream right here, huh? Literally. This thing's cool, dude!
very different. They are very different. Holy moly. Hey, the engine is the least different part. That's the funny thing. That's crazy.
Adam could never just do a warm up.
Right? He's gonna say it's boring. I can hear it now. He's gonna be like, yeah, my 2J's better. That was way better. That was great. That transition was sick though.
Yeah, it was good.
And then on the way back, he like,
You need to lean on it so much more than the
yeah,
Corvette.
he's got to hit the gas and the left foot brake.
Hey, the water is slippery.
I got it in my face. Oh my gosh! That was so good. I didn't think Adam was going to turn up that hard.
Really good.
All right, so I think they were saying if they could tell that each driver switched. I don't think you could tell Matt switched, but you could tell Adam switched, right? How does Matt have no angle? You see that?
I don't know what he's doing,
I'm
dude.
used to that though.
Yeah.
He makes it work though. It's kind of crazy. What?
I think he turned the power down for me.
No way.
I think he did.
Really?
I feel like that.
Is this all the power?
That's all the power.
He says it feels slow. Adam says yours is slow. Is that all the power? Is that all it's got?
That's it, baby. She's in.
He said no way.
There's no nitrous.
What? On that? Oh, that's what it is. Hey, your tires are like done. That's the problem?
That's why.
This guy. You didn't get the nitrous.
I did you dirty, dude.
Yeah, I'm like,
I did you dirty.
This guy.
for power, like 800?
Yeah. Nah, it's still 900, but it's laggy as hell.
900 on it's a dyno.
Did you hear him? He's like, give me the NOS. I need the NOS.
Hey, I forgot it's nitrous by gear.
How
And then he
good is
doesn't give you
that
the
motor?
NOS.
Yeah, it rips. Best JZ I've ever driven, for
Thank
sure.
you.
For sure.
So this car is cool, but like it'll get away from me on the transitions if
Oh,
you
yeah.
aren't ready for it.
It transitions so quick.
Yeah.
Your car, I have to force it to transition fast, or
Yeah.
you can transition slow. This thing, no matter what.
No, I was found myself through the transition there. I had to be really careful
Yeah.
to make sure that I didn't snap too hard.
Yep. So with the Corvette, this would be, I should have told you this beforehand, but if you just throttle through every transition, you can lean on it.
Got
if
it.
you do like every other car where you, it's gone.
That's kind of how the Mustangs were too.
Same thing.
You know what's really funny? How ignorant we just were in two cars we've never driven before.
Ever.
On the most dangerous layout. And like, we
love
were
it.
grazing bumpers.
For sure.
Hell
All
yeah.
transitions are crazy. Are crazy.
Fucking
You want me,
sick.
let me maybe put the map in and then we'll,
Yeah, I'm down.
yeah, might as well
We
try
want to
it.
drop the pressure a little
You
bit?
need some new
Yeah,
tires.
I know.
These tires are done.
All right, team's got the nitrous turned on for me. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Now I can give it an accurate. I'm not gonna lie, dude. In my in-car camera, I was trying not to be too mean. I was like, this car kind of feels slow. I was like, I don't want to be a jerk, but
Yeah, without nitrous, it sucks to drive.
it definitely didn't suck.
No, it's
But it
terrible.
definitely felt like there was more on the table.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So, all right, we'll give her another go.
It needed the nitrous. This thing rips the nitrous.
Way better?
Oh yeah. The nitrous makes a big difference. Hell yeah.
I thought I'd pop in from the future and remind you guys that if you like seeing me drive a V8, you better get ready for this thing. We've been filming a massive video behind the scenes and we've got a lot to update you on. So you can expect something big coming next week. And if you're enjoying this video you're watching now, or if you're excited to see the big block, make sure you hit that like button. I never ask you guys, but I'm asking you now. It makes a difference. So tickle that like button for me if you can, please.
That was good. Kind of gapped him. He kind of gapped him. He couldn't catch him in the Corvette. Holy shit, bro.
Oh my God!
It couldn't have been better.
Wow!
That was crazy. I think he touched him. Didn't he touch him?
The JC bog, dude. I bogged her off the line.
Typical. That transition was money. Woo!
Got some on it?
That was good. Those transitions were good.
I told Matt, I was like, we should quit while we're ahead. He's like, let's keep going.
Typical Matt.
All right, so we got a bonus section. I wasn't even planning this. Connor Shanahan just happened to be in Florida, so he stopped by. He's about to kill these tires because Matt couldn't kill them in 6 laps. He'll be fine.
Yeah, 36, bro.
Does like a lot of front grip.
A lot.
I know. I think he's gonna love the motor though.
go. That's a good one-lap hitter. Yeah. All right, quick lap before I get head to the airport.
Yeah. Make him all sweaty before he gets on the plane.
Right. They're gonna stop him at security. Like, you smell like chemicals. Car driven like that. That's sick. You guys go through a lot of clutches.
First thing we have to do in Finland now is to replace the clutch.
Yeah.
After one round of Trip Masters.
Hey, winning though is worth it. Yep. I want to know, what do you think?
Super good.
You like it?
Really good. Get the other one built, Sean.
Yeah, get the
I got
other
you.
one. All right, so I want to know motor. Do you like the motor?
Yeah, the motor is super impressive. Like, definitely is one of the best JZs that I've had.
Really?
Yeah.
Sick.
I love, like, it has, like, normally to get a JZ good on the bottom, you're killing on the top.
It has both.
But this, like, pulls from mid-range too. Like, even on the upshift and third, it's like phenomenal.
It sounds like that was a sick lap.
I'm pumped for that because when I drove the E36, I always wanted to drive a JZ one.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to get another E36.
Hell yeah. I got the same car, same motor in Ireland. Oh, if you're interested, it's a lot nice. It's powder coated.
That'd be a good deal.
Yeah.
I'll be on the phone when I'm on the flight texting you saying, hey, how much you want for that thing?
Yeah.
No, honestly, great job. That's like a phenomenal car. Like, yeah, you have a good car.
Hell yeah.
You have a good program. For sure.
Thanks,
That's
man.
good shit, but
I'm stoked you like it.
I'm actually kind of mad that I drove it because now I'm going to have to try build another E36 then. But good job.
Thanks, man.
The boys said it's the best JZ they've ever driven, so now you could take my word for it. And if you want a similar setup, it's public knowledge at this point that we run a Run BC 3.4 lightweight stroker kit, titanium rods, running on a Link ECU tuned by Freddie, aka Spec Tuned. And if you want a similar engine to this, you can message the Drift HQ team. Jay over at RS Garage has the special formula for this. We know the parts combo, and I know it's a bold statement, but I think this is the baddest JZ in drifting.
Now that the dust is settled, my car remains intact. Connor Shanahan didn't crash it. Matt Field didn't crash it. I didn't crash into it with Matt Field's car. So we're doing pretty good.
A couple times you got pretty close. It was pretty good.
I want a review of the engine and then a review of the chassis, but separate the two.
Okay, so engine by far the best JZ I've ever driven.
Yeah.
But I'm also not like a JZ guy, so it's not like I've driven 100 of them.
Yep.
I've just always been let down, and everyone tells me the same thing. No, bro, it's pretty responsive, bro. Like, it's pretty good. It's pretty, on the bottle, it's pretty good. And then I'm like, no, that's responsive. Yeah, to me, that is crispy. To me, that thing makes torque. And everyone, no, mine makes like 800 foot-pounds. But I will say, this is the first time that I wasn't let down by your description.
All right.
And not only that, I was incredibly surprised. I did bog it once here, and I was like, all right, that one's on me. You know, like I've bogged a lot of JZs in my life. You know, just being so used to driving that package for, I don't know, 12 years, like a supercharged V8, something like that. But with this, you almost don't have an excuse to bog it. It's that good. Like if you're bogging it, you're at like 2,000 RPM or something like that.
You could probably bog the LS because you're off the cam at the same RPM.
For sure, exactly. I would say that this doesn't have any more lag. It's just a slightly different power band, right? It's just maybe a little bit higher. Because this thing turns 7,500 RPM.
Yeah.
What about this?
82.
Right, so it's probably the same amount of power band, but just a little bit higher.
You know what the most interesting thing to me is, and I believe this holds true, I know it is all motor, it holds true, but I don't know if it holds true with the supercharged engine. On a turbo car, you could be like 80% throttle and you're still almost 100% power.
Yeah.
Where on the NA stuff and maybe the supercharged, 80% throttles, 80% power. So that's the difference, right?
With supercharger, no, it's the same thing as turbo, right?
Because you have the boost.
And that's why too, for me driving these cars, it's very different because when I get to limiter, my car goes faster as I like start backing off throttle incrementally. Like you'll look at my data and it'll be like limiter, 10% less throttle, 10% less throttle, and the car finding it, and the car gains traction and goes faster. I noticed in these things, like I was trying to do that, and it's almost like I'm overcorrecting and coming out of boost and coming back on. Where this, you can kind of just let it eat.
Yeah,
it's cool.
No, that is. I noticed that when I drove Odie's car too. You can pull out of it, and like you're never at a disadvantage. Where this, if you pull out too much, then you lose boost, and like you have to drive this more flat.
Yep. And that's why Sean's making fun of me for understeering out there, because I'm like, all right, find the grip, and then I'm like, bah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but totally just a different engine package for sure. Yep. Very, very different.
Cool. And chassis, what did you think?
All right, this car moves about 10 inches more than my car. So my car, if this, I couldn't believe coming through the back section, right? You're on throttle.
Oh, when you pull the handbrake, did you feel the?
Yeah, I know. And I know, I've driven E36s, I know that that's a thing, but I don't think it prepares you for how it feels in the driver's seat when you actually have big tire and big wheel travel. Because the thing probably lowers down 8 inches when you pull the handbrake.
Like, long travel shocks on.
But what I thought that it felt like is not as abrupt in the car.
Yeah.
You know, what it looks like, it looks ridiculous. But in the car, it's almost kind of cool because you can load it on the handbrake, and then if you're like snappy, you can light off right there. And it hops when it does that. So I can definitely see a big advantage in being able to load the car on the handbrake and then rock it forward. Where this car, I almost have to do that with the clutch.
Interesting.
If I want to have that same effect of that like slingshot, it's clutch in, clutch in, clutch in. And with this, the clutch doesn't do nearly as much. Yeah. I think that a chassis stays relatively flat. It is crazy how much it picks the front end up though. It's wild. It's wild. Especially coming here because it's a little bit, there's that little bump as you come up into the back. I do like, the shocks feel really good. There's a lot of travel, but I do feel like it's not just bouncing and hitting the bump stops all the time. There's just having wheel travel, I guess, is different because that car is no wheel travel.
You got to remember, like we have quite a few years of development on this, but Chelsea has a lot of years of development on this. So like I'm thankful to have his help on the shocks.
Yep, for sure.
He got me set up good.
I know, he convinced you.
Yeah, he did. It was like when I wanted to, I got this car, it was like a random thing. This dude like crashed on the side of the road. It was a street car. And then it just turned into like, okay, I'll have a JZ E36 now. I'm gonna build a weight weenie car to go compete in. Because like all my other cars, I'd always do full interior, like super nice street car. And this was like the first real comp car.
Just like anything, the more time you spend tweaking, and dude, there's a difference. At this level, I think that people tend to forget. We're looking for 1% out there. Yeah. If you can improve your car 1%, like in practice, that's huge. If you can even improve 1% from the previous year at the same track, that's huge. So if you can out here and tweak and just changing of an alignment, a spring rate, and that's really what I've been focusing on with this thing. It's completely different than it was even last year, and maybe that makes it harder for somebody to hop in and drive, but like anything, you progress and you make it better, and I'm sure this thing would be a lot easier for me to drive if I had my opinion on this or that or whatever, but that's the beautiful thing about driving each other's cars. Yeah. You don't have an opinion, you just shut the hell up and drive.
Pretty much. Want to give a special thank you to Heatwave and the launch of their new super photochromic lenses. If you guys know their other lenses, the photochromics are really good if you're working indoors and you go outside because they transition darker. These are a new, even darker version for the people that spend more time outdoors. It's been killer driving with them.
Honestly, it was perfect. Walk inside the shop, they brighten up. Coming out here, putting them on, I feel like I have normal sunglasses. Yeah. Not like I have something that's a safety glasses at the same time. So this is good. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Get yourself a pair. Go follow Matt, maybe. If you like him. Actually, remember, we don't like him from last video.
Apparently. No, we still, even this round and everything.
That's all right. I always clear it up.
All things. Yeah.
Unless if you're a fault. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
When you said,
You turned the power down for me.
no way. I think you did.
Really? There's no nice.
When you said,
What? On that?
that you love me, that you love me.
Your tires are like done.
I did you dirty, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, I did
When
you
you
dirty.
said,
How eager we just were at 2 cars we've never driven before. Let's aim this way out.